So WWDC 2021 officially wrapped up. There were some rumors, a glimpse of hope of potential new hardware at today's event, specifically new MacBook Pros, but unfortunately that did not happen. So me, someone who's going to be starting school again in July, needs a new computer because my 2015 MacBook Pro is 6 years old now, starting to show its age a little bit. And I was hoping to upgrade to a new MacBook Pro that I could buy now, have it by July when my school starts, be good to go for the next 4 years. But it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. So today, I'm making my next Mac purchase, but it will not be a MacBook Pro, unfortunately. Instead, I have decided to go with a new M1 iMac. Now, I didn't ever share this publicly, but a lot of people had the same opinion as I do, that the new design is not that great in my opinion. Over time, it's grown on me a little bit, that's definitely true. But overall, it just looks, it looks okay. It doesn't look as pristine as I would have hoped for an iMac to look. The chin obviously is an issue. The white bezels, like, come on, that's very odd looking. But at the end of the day, I really need a new computer. And I kind of rationalized that the M1 iMac with its display, speakers, and webcam alone probably justifies the cost than what I would plan to do buying a new MacBook Pro, an M1 MacBook Pro with an external display, which is actually really sad. So I just purchased this Dell display, which was $660, 4K display, USB-C, in preparation for a new MacBook. But I think that I'm going to return it and instead get the 24-inch iMac. So let's go ahead and purchase this right now. So I am a little bit disappointed that I'm gonna have to settle for 24 inches instead of 27 inches like I was hoping. But I think, waiting for a 27-inch iMac is probably gonna take way too long. And the second thing is, I don't really think I need 27 inches for my display. I think 24 inches will suffice. As long as it's bigger than 16 or 15 inches, right, it should be fine. And I've never owned an iMac before, so this is really exciting. So let's click on iMac 24-inch here. We'll click on buy, and we'll just go through this together, I guess. So I already kind of have an idea of what configuration I would want. / kind of need. So right now, I think that a terabyte SSD is definitely going to be a necessity, and I think I will need 16 gigabytes of RAM. Maybe I don't need 16 gigabytes of RAM, but I think it's good to future-proof. My current MacBook Pro has 16 gigs of RAM, and it's still performing surprisingly well, actually, since it's 6 years old. And a lot of the tasks I do, especially recently, does involve a little bit more video editing. I do a little bit of music production too. But as a student, I probably won't be doing that full time, so I could probably get away with 8 gigabytes of RAM. But the techie inside of me really thinks that future-proofing for 16 gigs, especially, making videos like this and doing a whole host of random computery things that I do sometimes randomly, I think 16 gigs is the way to go for RAM. Okay, so here's the different options. So I think personally that no one should go for the base model. I mean, it doesn't seem like a very good value to me with only 2 Thunderbolt ports or 2 USB-C ports, whatever, and a 7-core GPU. I think you should just pay the extra $200 and get the upgraded one with the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, the more color options, which you may not care about, but you also get Ethernet into your power brick, and you also get an additional 2 USB 3 ports or USB-C ports. Having just 2 ports on your computer does not seem like a good idea. So I think having 4 ports is still not a lot, but it definitely is a lot better than 2. So that's what I would personally go with. I'm actually gonna go all the way to this option at the end here, which starts at $16.99, and it's gonna definitely shoot up in price as I configure it to how I need it. So let's select that and let's configure it. Okay, so in terms of color, well, I guess we didn't go through the colors. The most important part of your iMac right now is the color. I was between silver and blue, and I think I'm eventually settled, well, I have settled on blue. Silver is very nice looking, but I think it's just too basic, and I should take advantage of this opportunity where there are so many colors available and just get one with a pretty color. So I'm gonna go with blue. I feel like a lot of people have blue, but you know, it is what it is. I was thinking about orange, but it looked a little pink to me, so I think blue's the right bet. Okay, so let's select this one and configure it. So the standard comes with 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gig SSD, blah, 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 blah. So let's change this to 16 gigs of RAM. So this is not user upgradable. Obviously, you know, a lot of their RAM for a while has not been user upgradable in the MacBook Pros, right? So, and the MacBook Airs. So I'm gonna have to pay $200 up front for this option, which I will do. Now, storage, I think I could get away with 512 gigs of SSD, but I've just had some really, really terrible experiences recently, especially transferring lots of files and only working with 256 gigs of storage. And, you know, ever since, for a while, I've just said, next time you get a new computer, you should just get a terabyte SSD. I think that'll be plenty for me to work with. I won't be storing that much stuff, but a lot of times I have to move a lot of files. If I need to download things locally to transfer things, I think going with a terabyte is probably just the right way to go. And again, future-proofing, I think it's the right move. So it's probably a little bit overkill for me, especially since I've been using a NAS recently, but I think I would rather be safe than sorry and regret my purchase. So I'm going to spend the additional $200 and upgrade to the terabyte SSD. Okay, now this blue mouse or trackpad option, you guys are definitely gonna flame me in the comments for this, because I definitely don't need both. In fact, I probably don't need either, because I don't like the Magic Mouse, and I already have a Magic Trackpad. But it's coming in blue. So I think that I should take this opportunity and get both. Because, you know, it's silly, but I'm already here at the checkout and I'm about to purchase this iMac, and it's, you know, maybe eventually they'll sell the blue trackpad and mouse later on, but I think just to complete the package, I should get both. It's definitely not worth $129, an additional $129. I definitely don't need both, but I think I'm gonna go with both. So I'm gonna select Magic Mouse plus Magic Trackpad. Okay, but listen, when it comes to the keyboard, I am not gonna get the one with the numeric keypad. I don't even know, actually maybe that doesn't even cost extra. It doesn't seem like it does. So this is probably the one I could get. But I don't like the numeric keypad on keyboards. I think it makes the keyboard too long. So I am just gonna go with the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID only. So I will select that. And then software, I already have Final Cut and I already have Logic, so I don't need to add those. So this is my final configuration. Now, you know, look at, it looks pretty cool in the picture, not gonna lie. 24-inch, 4.5K display, which is very good. And I've seen it in the Apple Store. The display is phenomenal, so I'm happy about that. The profile is very thin. We have this ugly chin on the bottom, but you can't help that in those terrible white bezels. Oh my God, that looks terrible. But it is what it is. 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. It'll have four USB ports, 2 of them are USB 3, 2 of them are Thunderbolt, gigabit Ethernet into the power brick, Magic Mouse with the Magic Trackpad, both also in blue, and Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, which will also be blue, so that's pretty exciting. So yeah, this is my configuration. All I gotta do is proceed to checkout, so let's go ahead and do that, yeah. So the M1 chip, I think, is going to be plenty fast and capable for what I need in terms of the video editing that I do for this channel and the, you know, YouTube's, the music stuff that I do, and just all the bunch of random computery things that I do as like a techie. So I think the M1 chip will be fine. Do I wish it was like a newer M chip, like an M1X or an M2? Yeah, obviously it'd be cool to have like a blazing, crazy fast, you know, SoC from Apple on my device. But I think the M1 will last me 4 years easy, right? So I really only need it for 4 years, and I think it'll last me beyond that. So I think I should be in good hands. Okay, let's see what the damage is in terms of price. So let's go to review bag and see what we have here. So, okay, so it's gonna be $2,228, and that's pre-tax. Shipping should be free, and I'm gonna use my Apple Card to get 3% cash back, which is like 10% is 3% cash back. I think it gives me like $72 for that, 70 something dollars. The sad thing about this configuration is that it's not going to deliver until July 15th to July 22nd, which is like 5 weeks away, right? So that's a little bit sad, but the good thing is my school doesn't start till the very end of July, so it should, if it arrives between that window, it should be right in time for me to start school, but I won't be able to really mess around with it that much before school starts, so that it is what it is. I can't really help that. Okay, then it's gonna be shipping to that zip code, which you guys don't need to see where I live. Total comes out to $2,383.96 with tax. So that's my final cost of this iMac, $2,383.96, which is relatively close to how much I paid for the MacBook Pro, the 15-inch MacBook Pro that I'm using right now, which I will still continue to use, by the way, as my secondary computer. Maybe I'll run the macOS betas on there. Monterey's the new one, I think they just announced today, macOS Monterey, something like that. So that'll be cool to do as well. For day-to-day tasks, I think the computer is working fine, but it just wants to do more intensive tasks where it is definitely showing its age a little bit, which again is fine. It's 6 years old, so it's still really impressive, I think, how well it's performing, but it's not quite what I need for as my main computer, if you know what I mean. Wow. Okay, so I kind of have to think about this price. $2,383.96. I should have enough money. I should have enough in the bank account to get this. And I'm going to be using my Apple Card, and I'll pay it in full so that I just have it covered. I don't have to worry about it. And so it is a little bit exciting because I've never had an iMac before, and I think the profile, at least, is really thin. So it's a really incredible feat of engineering to an extent, but also such a poor design choice in the front. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so that's all set up. Let's go to checkout, continue to shipping address. Wow, you guys definitely don't need to see any of this information. So I will be using the Apple Card. Yeah, so it says I'll get $71.52 daily cash back when I use my Apple Card. So that's pretty good, I guess. I'll get $71 back, which does not cover the cost of the tax, but it's better than nothing. Okay. Continue to review. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. This is such a big purchase. Jeez. Okay. Oh God. Okay. 24-inch blue iMac with 4.5K Retina display. Guys, I'm gonna do it. Here's my delivery info, contact info. You guys don't need to see any of that. Here it is. Subtotal 2228. Shipping is free. Estimated tax is $155.96. Cashback will be $71. Okay, place my order. Here we go. 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 Oh my God, I can't believe I did it. I can't believe I just did that. I'm all set. They'll send a confirmation and shipping updates to this email, which I blocked so you can't see it. Haha. Blah, blah, blah at iCloud.com. And that's it. That's it. So that's me buying the M1 24-inch iMac on WWDC 2021, June 7th, because no MacBook Pros were released, unfortunately. And I think this will be fine. Even if MacBook Pros are released next month, which they probably won't be, but even if they were, new MacBook Pros were released, I think this is still probably the right move. And if it's not the right move, I'll have to return it, and I'll be making another video about a different purchase. It's hard to keep waiting for companies to release the devices to get on the proper update cycle, because I don't want to be caught at the end product cycle again like I was caught with this 2015 MacBook Pro. But whatever. That's it. This video is long enough. 15 minutes of me blabbing and talking about the new M1 iMac. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys are also purchasing a new Mac, or if you're waiting for the 27-inch iMac, or maybe new MacBook Pros later this year with new chips. Who knows? Interested to hear what you have to say, but I'll see you guys in the next one.